So this past weekend, starting, I believe it was Friday, we mentioned it briefly on the show, was the 2013 Value Voters Summit. It's the biggest right-wing, religious right-wing conference of the year.
This is like old school. This is like the real original event of craziness that's been going on for a long time.
So anyway, over on America Blog, Right Wing Watch was doing a wrap up of. They were following the whole thing. I don't know how they did it. This thing seems like it's absolutely a drag to cover. I mean,
everything Right Wing Watch has to cover.
Yeah. So America Blog wrapped up Right Wing Watch's coverage, and I thought I'd pull some of these. There's sound clips, but you know what? This thing is not even worth spending that much time on. But there's some things here that were just so unbelievable that they just need to be mentioned. I'll briefly go over some of the things that were said by some of the valued voters at the Values Voters Summit. Jim Bob Duggar, who you may all know from the reality TV show, what is it, like 20 Kids and Counting or something like that?
I never heard of that show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, he went on just to basically compare the U.S. now to Nazi Germany during the Holocaust.
You know, I would appreciate just so much, parenthetically, guys. Like, I've moved past the point of you're going to do terrible, offensive, ludicrous.
Get over the Nazi Germany.
It up. Why can't Obama be Mussolini?
There's
other examples.
There's
Franco. There's Stalin. I mean, I guess they use Stalin.
Well, you'll love Joel Rosenberg.
Mix it up a little bit.
You'll love the End Times guy, Joel Rosenberg, who compared legal abortion in America to Nazi Germany in the Holocaust. Oh, and he also believes God will destroy America. We also have this one is my personal pick. Lila Rose, who's apparently some big religious anti-abortion activist, basically likened Malala, that girl who got shot in the head by the Taliban, advocating for education for girls in Afghanistan.
Telling Obama to his face to stop drone
strikes.
attacks.
Yeah.
I mean, this girl is could not be more amazing.
She was nominated for a Nobel.
Could not be more amazing.
She likened herself to Malala. That's right. Oh. She likened her fight to end women's choice in choosing what to do with their own bodies. She likened that to Malala basically actually doing something that is worthwhile, which is advocating for education for girls.
I mean, let's just be frank here. Even if you are doing amazing work in the States, and even if, I think to compare anything that
yes.
you would get a 16-year-old girl, or 14 at the time.
No, 16 now, yeah.
But if she was 14 when she was shot in the head by a Taliban hit squad.
And she hasn't even stopped her. The girl is still out there.
She's just going. And to compare anything just shows how utterly crass, delusional, and tasteless these people are.
It's amazing. Rick Santorum showed up. And he said that the insurance... Oh, this actually confused the Values Voters attendees. He likened the insurance mandate for contraception coverage to the French Revolution.
See, I want to give points here.
Okay.
Let me give points.
He didn't
do Nazi Germany.
Nazi Germany.
Thank you. So A for effort. D on content.
We have Louie Gohmert, our very own Gohmerican. He called for some more hot GOP on GOP action by calling out John McCain for basically being an ally of Al-Qaeda and calling for revolts in his own party. I love the GOP Civil War. It's great. We have Marco Rubio showing up, playing the victim card, as these Christian fundamentalist right-wingers love to do, saying how basically there's a rising tide of intolerance in America against Christians, and how Christians, especially conservative Christians, are fighting to remain irrelevant. Oh, poor babies. Oh,
poor babies.
Oh man. We have Senator Ted Cruz showing up, taking some time off from his
time off from
his
destroying the country.
His tour of destroying the country. Yes. Right. Interestingly enough, Ted Cruz spent most of his time being heckled. And Ted Cruz basically said those hecklers were Obama's paid political operatives.
Naturally.
Can we hear what Obama said to these people, sending them down to the voters summit, the Value Voter Summit?
All right. Here's what we're going to do. Because we know look, Ted Cruz is the only one that understands that raising the debt ceiling is part of implementing Sharia. I don't know how he got the plans, but he got the plans. So here's what we're going to need to do. I'm going to need you to go down to...
I gave it to him, Obama. It's me, Louie Gohmert. The Russians gave it to me, comrade. And then I went ahead and I forwarded it off to Mr. Ted Cruz.
Well, I like the energy there, Louie, but I don't get the strategy. So what you're going to do is you're going to call John McCain an ally of Al-Qaeda.
Oh, man.
It's so easy. I mean, if we had a right-wing show... We could show up 5 minutes before it started. You don't need to do prep.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything. I could just do that all day without an Obama impression.
We have Senator Mike Lee, who's become Ted Cruz's lackey. His
bosom buddy.
His bosom buddy. His Robin to Ted Cruz's Batman.
Yes.
He said that the problem is that conservatives haven't been focused enough on school prayer, abortion, and gay marriage. That's the problem. That's why conservatives are losing the war here, folks. People have been clamoring.
Rebranding effort.
Where's the talk on the school prayer, the abortion, the gay marriage? Where is it?
Aces on the rebranding,
guys. This is what's going on. This is why we're losing. And then, of course, to wrap things up is probably the one you've heard the most. Dr. Ben Carson, who's actually, apparently, in the medical world, an actual brilliant neurosurgeon. He
actually is. Shockingly enough, he actually is a self-made, grew up in poverty, very successful neurosurgeon. It's actually true.
He basically went out there, and he said Obamacare is the worst thing to happen in America since slavery.
Again, thank you for non-Nazi Germany comparisons. Yeah. I'm going to give it... Well, I guess there's a lot of slavery comparisons.
My favorite thing...
I would just love to see the reaction shots of the white people in the audience. Just like, I said it all along.
My favorite thing from the Value Voter Summit. I saw it online on Friday. I came into the office and I told you guys about it, and we had a hearty laugh because it was amazing. Apparently, Tim Scott, the Republican senator he's from South Carolina, right?
South Carolina.
African-American. He's the only African-American in the Senate.
Yes.
And he's a Republican.
And he's a very ultra right-wing Republican.
He was speaking at the Value Voters Summit. And there was reporters there. And I think this tweet came from a BuzzFeed reporter who was there. Apparently, these Value Voters Summit attendees showed up a little bit late. They walk in where Tim Scott is giving his speech. And they say, "Oh, look, we didn't miss Ben Carson." Literally, this is how they work. Because to them, all the black people are the same. It doesn't matter.
Oh, values voters.
That's our black guy. It's Ben Carson. Oh, wait, we have two? We have two black people.
Like, starting to get uncomfortable. I hope nobody invited Herman Cain this year. I'm getting a little scared.
Oh, man. Two is a crowd, three's a race riot.